welcome to another episode of Tell Me About It with me, ACK. Today is the last Friday of the month, honestly, and then I find it astonishing because suddenly the second month of 2021 is coming to an end, basically. However, the coronavirus is still with us, and then on this note, we just have to protect ourselves from the virus by following the safety protocols. Again, welcome to TMAI, Tell Me About It. This is a show where we talk about almost everything and nothing, things that you are curious about. So you tell me the things you are curious about, and I also tell you the things I am curious about. So it's basically a place where we share our ideas, and then we talk about the weirdest things you could think of, like anything, and then like everything. Yeah. So for today, before that, if you are watching or you are listening, it means you are using one of these mediums. You are using either the PenyGh app, you are either using the website, the radio.penygh.com, or you are joining through Facebook, or you are joining through YouTube. I want you to know that these episodes would be available on Facebook and YouTube after the live should I call it sessions, or the live so you can still listen after that, and then you can listen whilst you're watching, you are doing whatever, you can washing the dishes, doing your household chores, and whatever it is. For today, we are going to be discussing about money, the value of money. What is the value of money? The value of money is usually determined by the demand for it. So just like the value of goods and services, that basically, yeah. And then at some point in your life, you've probably heard someone say that they don't really care about money, or you've probably said the same thing in your life, that I don't really care about money. Money is not important. Money is not blah 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 blah. What have you? But then I am here to tell you that money is really important. While this sentiment sounds really nice to hear, money is not important and all that, the reality is that for better or worse, you shouldn't underestimate the importance of money, because money is really, really, really important. So while it's true that money can't buy happiness, it's nevertheless still incredibly important. Firstly, without financial independence, your self-esteem can really take a hit after all. Have you ever gone through this sort of process where you do not have money, but then you have to depend on someone, and then you feel like you are a burden because someone else is supporting you? Well, that is the self-esteem we're talking about. It just takes a toll on you, and then you're like, damn. Another reason is that you, without a meaningful way of helping those you care about, can really be like a strain and an issue. Imagine you have to help a family member, a friend, or someone you really care about, but then you can't do that because you do not have the financial means to do so. There you notice that, damn, I wish I really had money. So it is a necessary means to help you take care of yourself and then the loved ones. Without without money, honestly, you're going to struggle in this world. So although it can't buy happiness, to an extent it is important. So some of the important things about money is that it isn't really obvious how to get money, how to retain the money you have, how to invest the money. All those complexities and things are really not talked about. When we talk about money, it's just the whole money thing. We don't really focus on the main thing. If money is of importance to us, if we are supposed to save, if we are supposed to invest, whatever it is, we really do not talk about that. So today we are going to talk about that. Why do we need money? Like I've said earlier, money can't really buy happiness, but then it can buy security and then safety for you and then your family or your loved ones. Human beings need money to pay for all the things that come your way in life, like shelter, like food, healthcare, bills, education. You don't necessarily need to be like Bill Gates to know that, I have money. You don't necessarily need to be rich, but then you should reach a standard where you know that I'm okay, and then I do not need to depend on someone. That is financial freedom. So the sooner you start saving money, or the sooner you realize that you need to save money, the better it is for you, because the more likely it is that you never face a lack of money, financial stress. If you have money, you don't need to face all these financial stress issues and all that. In fact, if you save enough and then invest wisely, you could be financially free. Financially free means that you wouldn't be in debt, you wouldn't be in whatever it is that you could think of. Because money is really necessary for obtaining the goods and services you need to survive. Understanding like personal finance is essential. So you need to be responsible with the money you earn and then save for the future to ensure you with like enough leftovers so that you can no longer trade. This is not saying that you should continue to save for the future and think of the future and then think of the future when at the end of the day, like, you don't even know what the future holds. You can actually spend, like spending. It's not against. We are not against spending. I'm not against spending. I'm a spend it, but then too much of everything is bad. So being able to save money for future reference is what we are talking about. So you can spend in your time whatever it is, but then you should also think of the futures. That way you wouldn't have to go bankrupt, be in debt or whatever it is. So basically that is another reason. And then another benefit, but another thing money is a universal medium of exchange. So another, should I call it benefit? No, another use of money is that it is a universal medium of exchange. When I say universal medium of exchange, is that we use money for almost every transactions that we have. One reason so many people profess not to care about money is that the love of money has been described as the root of all evil. No, I think there's this song. I watched this movie. Is it a Nigerian movie when I was younger? Love of money is the root of all evil. So I don't remember the song, but I remember there was a movie like that with that particular song that stuck to my mind. Money, love of money is the. If you know, you can comment down below what really the love of money can do. Chanan, mulayo. I don't know. So it is true that money is like materialistic, and materialistic people can let obsession of money drive them to do very bad things for like their own financial gain. But then in reality, money is nothing more than like a medium of exchange. So what do you use money for? You use money to buy clothes. You use money to purchase whatever it is that you want to, and then money makes it easier for you to trade your labor for like a diverse set of goods and services. For instance, when I was coming to the studio, I picked a trotro. Is there any bus? That doesn't look like a bus. I don't even know whatever trotro. So I picked a trotro, and then for sitting in that trotro, I had to pay, and then there is more like an exchange. For the driver to bring me to this place, I had to give something. So like exchange of goods and services. I gave the money so that he brings me here. So if I didn't have the money, I'll probably had to walk from my house to this place, which will take about 40 minutes, and that is like time. So I'm exchanging my time for like walking. So money makes it easier for you to actually do one or two things. You don't necessarily need to think about a whole lot of things because you have the money. And then money makes it easier for you to trade your labor, like I've said. So like when you work for someone, it is your labor, it is your time you're giving to the person, and then that person, how do I put it? That person, because is come on a minute. So let me try to explain this. So you are giving your goods and then your services. Good. So your worker would pay you, would give you money, or would give you money in exchange for your time and then your services. That is like the services. So you are giving your service to your employer, rather, not worker, your employer, so that you get something out of it, which is the money. And then the money you get out of it, you get to use it for whatever you want to. That is money for you. So thanks to money, you don't have to actually go to someone's place and say, I need this particular dress, and then like, okay, the person asks, what do you want? And I'd also be like, oh, I need let's create a scenario. So I come to you and I ask you for a dress, and you can't just give the dress to me, so you have to ask me for something, and they tell me you need like a tuber of yam, and I do not have a tuber of yam. I can't exchange it with you, so I have to go to another person who needs something I have, and then something you have. And until I get that, I wouldn't be able to exchange it. But then because of money, I can just go to the market and go to someone who has like a chunk tube of yams, and then I just purchase it, bum, 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 and then I am done, basically. So thanks to money, like I said, you don't have to hope someone wants to give you something you need in exchange for something you have available to trade. No. And then everyone honestly has recognized that money has value. So we are talking about the value of money. So you can trade it for whatever goods or services you desire, and then this increases market liquidity, which refers to how easily assets can be purchased or sold. That is basically the extra chunk of money. Of course, this works only in situations where money is actually very stable, like some countries, unlike our country where the exchange rates, inflation, everything keeps going down. I remember this in 2007, way before the song, should I call it the currency? Way before our currency was exchanged, they gave this song, "The tube of yam you buy for will be," and then your trotro fare will be 20 Ghana pesos. Now trotro for like a short distance is even like 2 cedis times, should I call it times 100? My math is dead, so like times 2 of it. So we have a question here from Richmond. I'm actually crucifying your name, pardon me. He says the value of money is determined by one's conditions. It's true. It's determined by one's condition, depending on the kind of situation you find yourself in. Or yeah, I get it. So what Richmond is trying to say is that the value of money is determined by one's condition. So let's cite an example. I picked a trotro, like I said, I picked a trotro from my house to this place. That is my condition. Someone's conditioning would be to pick like an Uber or pick a taxi from wherever he or she is to the destination, or would even have like a car to bring him or her here. So I get it. And I do agree with Richmond that the value of money is determined by one's condition. Kamsamina, thank you for that comment. Before we talk too much, let's just go to the benefits of money. And then, 1, money gives you the financial freedom. So when I talk about freedom, when you have like enough money, you can live wherever you want to. You can take care of your needs, like Richmond said. That is like your conditioning, like depending on your condition. If you have the money, you can live wherever you want to. So the kind of money you have will determine the kind of house you live in. The kind of money you have determines the kind of hobbies you indulge in. You probably play and pay as a child because your parents or you do not have that kind of financial needs. But then another child will play golf because they have the financial needs. So if you're able to become financially independent and have like the financial resource necessary to live on your own, well, without working and all that, you would enjoy the freedom. You wouldn't have to stress over like money or a whole lot of things. And the money gives you like the power to purchase your dreams. Honestly, if you have the money, you can invest in your dreams. You can invest in whatever it says that you want to do. So if I want to be what can I say? If I want to be like a guitarist or something, instead of self-studying, I can actually get someone to train me and go through the whole process. Be on platforms because I have the resources and all that. But because I do not have the resources, I'll have to probably resort to something quite simple, basically. So having money makes it possible for you to start your own business. You can build your own dream home. You can pay the cost, like everything. Basically, that is the financial freedom. You get free. You don't need to really think twice or 3 times about doing something you want to do or you would love to do. Another benefit of money is that it gives you security. So when you have enough money in your bank, you would never need to worry about like having a roof over your head. You wouldn't have to worry about what you would eat, where you would sleep, if you'd be able to see a doctor, if you'd be able to see a specialist, if you'd be able to renew your contract with someone, with your doctor. Let me use the eye for instance. You are supposed to see, depending on the kind of, should I call it, the level of severity of your eye, you're supposed to either see the doctor 3 months or 6 months or like a year. But then if you wear a lens, you're supposed to change it at least every 2 years, depending on whoever it is. So imagine you don't have the financial means to actually get your eye treated. What would you do? There you have it. So, but then this doesn't mean that you wouldn't be able to afford anything without money. It's just that depending on the money you have, that will tell you what, that determines the kind of things you can afford. So although money can't buy happiness, it can get you the freedom you probably need. It can give you the security you need, and then the power to pursue your dreams, and then you can go a long way into making you happy. So you being free, you wouldn't have to think about money. That sector of your life has already been taken care of, so you don't need to think about it, and that makes it like poof, out of the way. You can actually worry about how to get some things done and all that, because even the rich do have their own problems, which is probably not money but something else. That is why they say money can't rather buy you happiness. So when you start to invest your money, it starts to work for you. So investment is really a very good way, because it helps you produce more, and eventually you will have enough when you retire. You realize that if you do not have money and then you retire, it becomes quite difficult for you to live, and then you may end up dying when you are supposed to be enjoying after your retirement. So everything has its own advantage and disadvantages, and then money has its own, like everything else. So of course there are some disadvantages when it comes to money, you being obsessed with money and all that. And one disadvantage is obsession. Like I said, obsession with money is a disadvantage of money, or should I say the value of money, because when you're obsessed with money or the love of money, you can create a lot of problems for yourself, because you may try to really acquire money in different ways, through unethical ways. You can even get yourself involved in criminal activities, criminal behaviors such as theft, and then scanning people, which we find in our part of the world. People scam people scam others, and then it becomes more, what do you say, more common over here. Hold on, we have a question here. It says, do rich folks bargain? Well, it depends on the personality. If one thing I have seen in my short-lived life, or this life that I've lived, is that they do bargain. There are types of rich people. There are some, and I think it's actually dependent on the money you have, because I've seen some, they go to the market and then they don't bargain. They just, okay, this is 100 cities, okay. They go to the boutique and then it's like they feel like it's a fixed price. They don't really bargain, and it has to do with your personality too. There are some people, they were probably poor before they became rich, so they are used to the bargaining and then trying to get everything off, so they would bargain. But then there are some, they wouldn't, depending on their richness. Because I feel like even being rich is relative. I may consider myself rich, but then I do not have some needs or something. The standards of being rich is probably being financially free. And if I'm financially free and I'm not owing any debt, whatever the pronunciation is, I'm not owing anything, I can't be rich. But then to save or to invest or to do something, and then if I know I'm being cheated, and if I go to the market to purchase something, I know that this is 2 cities, but because of probably my appearance, I'm being cheated, so I'll obviously bargain, because that is my upbringing. I've been taught to bargain or whatever. But there are some people that were born rich, they never knew how to bargain. So I think yourself too, as like a person, invest in yourself, and then the money will work for you. So we were talking about the downside of money, and then I talked about the obsession of it, and then money can lead to disagreement. So when you and your partner or your family members don't agree on what should be done with money, this can cause like substantial frictions in your life. And then frictions, how do I do? I know frictions between public relations. So frictions is more like a disagreement, disagreement between two parties, basically. I brought PR because that is what I study. So, in fact, money is one of the leading causes of divorces for American couples, according to a research. So, American couples end up getting divorced because of money issues. And then when you get divorced, you realize that divorce isn't about love, it's about fighting for the property. Basically, so money can lead to a lot of disagreements, and then most of these cons related to money, like, is the way people interact with money, and then how they actually behave when they see money, and then the attitude, and then the perceptions, and then the mindset they have with money. And this can really be a disadvantage, and then what have you. So your bargaining power will determine how wealthy you are, from Dominic. True. True. You know, when you go for these should I call it auctions? Yes, auctions. When you're going to auction for like a prize, when you're going to auction for something, you realize that they start from like a very slow amount, or like a low amount, and then one person mentions 1,000, the next person 2,000, 3,000, 100,000. At the end of the day, the person with much money gets the product or the service or whatever it is that was up for auctioning. So yes, just like Dominic said, your bargaining power determines the kind of money you have. So it can all be seen in different ways depending on how you see it. So since money, we've established that money is valuable, yet it has its cons. How do we plan for the future for money? And then we've all agreed, or we've all come to a conclusion that money is something that we do need. So it's important that you make plans as early as possible to ensure you will always have enough. So you have to plan towards how you're going to save your money, how you're going to earn the amount of money you probably want, and whatever it is, you need to have a plan for the future concerning your finances. You can't be planning for the future for only your career path or whatever it is. You have to plan for the future for your finances, so that you would be able to be stable, so that in case of should I call it crisis, you would have something to do. Because excuse me to say, if someone should not even use debt, if someone should be getting married, you're supposed to pay for what's the name of that thing? Is it a congratulation money or something? Is it gift? Whatever. So when you're going for a friend's birthday or whatever it is, you're supposed to buy presents. But then if you didn't have the money, you wouldn't be able to purchase that present. So if you plan, you can add those things as your millennials, and then they make anyway. What I'm trying to say is plan on how you're going to use your money, and then how the money would work for you, invest and all that. And then sometimes you need lots of money to accomplish like major goals. For instance, to buy a house or like a place for you to live, you need money, chunk of money. To go to college, you need money. And then if you do these things on credit, you need money to pay them back. So whatever it is, you need money for these things. Even with the bills, after building the house, you need money for the bills. After buying the car, you need money for the should I call it the gas, the oil, depending on the car you purchased. So to make sure that you have enough money, you should set clear financial goals and work towards achieving these financial goals. That is the thing. And then you need to plan for the day when you can't earn any more money through your labor. Whatever it is, it will get to a time where you wouldn't be able to earn from your labor, from working. That is like your pension or whatever it is. You can go in for like insurances, SNITs. We have SNITs in Ghana. Wherever you find yourself, you can go in for those insurances, and it will help you. Okay, so we have some comments here. Dominic was answering Frank's question. It depends on the kind of investments you choose. Yes, true. There are some investments that help you to make money while you sleep. It comes with risks though. Trading the stock market. Yeah. That one, they come with risks. I don't know. That investment, I don't know. I don't have that kind of risk. And then Frank says, how wealthy you are is the difference between your income and expenses. True. True. That is also true. How wealthy you are is the difference between your income and your expenses. Because what I may like, if I'm earning low, I'll probably buy pure water. If I'm earning higher, I'll probably buy bottled water. So there are products and then services for everyone. But depending on the kind of income you have or the money you have, that would be a determinant factor for you to choose something. So maybe a dress, that's why there's Force and then there's boutique. You understand? So your money will tell you to go to the Force side or the boutique side. When you go to Medina, there are those who sell the jeans 5 cedis, and then there are those who sell like 20 cedis, 30 cedis, 50 cedis. So your money will determine the kind of product or whatever it is you purchase. So yeah, basically it is true. So, and then if you need to save money, like I said, I was talking about the snakes and all that, so you can get yourself involved in, but you need to look at those things. Because I remember doing this, is it Tigo, and who's so fast? So it wasn't a pension plan I did. I don't remember the plan I did, but then anytime I buy airtime, they keep on taking the credit out of it. I'm yet to actually verify the kind of insurance I've gotten myself into. With this, I'll have to verify that. So you have to actually read. I noticed that Ghanaians really don't like reading documents and all that. But please read the kind of read into details to know the kind of investment or pension plan or insurance or whatever it is you are getting yourself into. Because if you get yourself into something and then at the end of the day you go for the plan and they're like, oh, you did a pregnancy but you didn't do a handicap. Bush. Imagine I go and then I realize I've done an insurance for like a handicap. Like, does it mean that I'm waiting to be handicapped? I don't know. I'm not saying anything, but then just imagine if I had read, I would have known the insurance package I'm on. So read to know the kind of insurance package you are on. And then when you need money, what am I saying? So if you save money, you can acquire things like the home and then the college degree and then whatever it is, and then you can live off the returns your money earns, so you wouldn't have to trade your labor anymore when it gets to that time. So the sooner you begin to save, the better it is for you. Coming to the end of this episode, money is something you always need. Like, this is an established fact. So you shouldn't keep on saying, or you shouldn't keep on thinking that I wouldn't need money, I wouldn't, whatever it is. Money is something that you would always need. It shouldn't be like the main factor of your life, but then it should, like, you should plan towards it. You shouldn't be obsessed with it. Like, I need money, 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 I need money. But you should rather, like, think of how you can make, like, you can balance the money you have with whatever it is you find yourself into. So we've come to an end with this. So while the quest of money can earn or could be like can make people corrupt, like we have corrupt officials in our country because of money, you should always balance yourself so you do not take it far. So you should just know how to balance everything. After all, life is all about balance. You can't be overconfident, you can't be underconfident. You can't have more money, you can have less money. You should just have a balance so that you know how to manage it. With this, we've come to an end of another episode of Tell Me About It, TMAI. Don't forget to subscribe to our social media handles for updates on PenyGh on YouTube, Twitter. In fact, we're on all social media handles. We're on Discord, we're on YouTube, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on come on. What other social media do we have? We're on all social media handles, whatever you can think of. Just search for PenyGh and then we just pop up. You can also listen to us, or you can actually send in your comments on radio.penygh.com. That is our website. You can send whatever it is you want to send there. Or to make it easier, you can download our app on Play Store and App Store, so that it becomes easier. You don't have to probably wait a long time or something. You just go there and then listen to us live 6 o'clock p.m. You can also follow my social media handles _ACK on Twitter. Anyway, _ACK on Instagram and then TikTok. And yeah, we're on TikTok, we're on everywhere. And then AC, whatever it is, just search for ACK Aqua. That is my name everywhere. I can't just remember the underscores. I find myself using everywhere. So for today, we spoke about the value of money, and then we've come to a conclusion that despite the fact that money could be the root of all evil, it is valuable for our everyday, for our day-to-day life activities. So thank you for listening. I will be back next week, the same time, 6 o'clock p.m. Fridays. Till then, wear your masks, stay safe. 감사합니다. Thank you. Adios. Bye bye. 안녕.